Al-Qaeda is not the result of our activities. It's the result of the activities of our American friends. It all started during the Soviet war in Afghanistan, when the American intelligence officers provided support to different streaks of Islamic fundamentalism, helping them to fight the Soviet troops in Afghanistan. So it was the Americans who nurtured both Al-Qaeda and bin Laden. But it all spun out of control, and it always does, so they are to blame. It's true. Stone continues, I understand, although Bill Casey, director of the CIA under Ronald Reagan, made it a special effort, this is documented, to excite the Muslims in the Caucasus and Central Asia against the Soviet Union. His plan was bigger than just to defeat the Soviet Union and Afghanistan. He was hoping for regime change in the Soviet Union. Putin, you see, the thing is, these ideas are still alive. And when those problems in the Caucasus and Chechnya emerged, unfortunately, the Americans supported these processes. Not the official forces, not the democratic government of Yeltsin. They didn't support that, even though we counted on American support. We assumed that the Cold War was over, that we had transparent relations with the United States, with the whole world, and we certainly counted on support. But instead, we witnessed the American intelligence services support terrorists. And even when we confirmed that, when we demonstrated that Al-Qaeda fighters were fighting in the Caucasus, we still saw the intelligence services of the United States continue to support these fighters. There was one episode, I told President Bush about that, and he said, do you have any concrete data? Who specifically does what specifically? And I told him, yes, I do have such data, and I showed him, and I even named those persons of the American intelligence services who are working in the Caucasus, including in Baku. And those officers didn't just provide some general political support, they also provided technical support that helped transfer fighters from one place to another. And the reaction of the American president was the right one, very negative. He said, I'll sort this all out. There was no response, by the way, and weeks had passed. Stone, what year was this, Putin? 2005 or 2004? Some time had passed and we received a response from the American intelligence services. The response was quite peculiar. They wrote to us, we support all the political forces, including the opposition forces, and we're going to continue to do that. Once again, Putin has said over and over, and this particular case illustrates it, it doesn't matter who the US president is. The US president is just a figurehead who is told what to do by the men in the dark blue suits who work for three-letter agencies.